Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we will explain an essential topic for all self-employed individuals in Japan, the tax calendar. This calendar will help you understand when and what taxes you must pay throughout the year. Let's get started. In January, the first deadline for resident tax. The resident tax is a local tax paid by individuals who reside in Japan as of January 1st each year. You can pay all at once, but divide it into 4 times. It's calculated based on the income of the previous year. The report deadline is January if you have a business and depreciable assets. The 6 months following deadline is January if you are eligible for exemptions to deadlines for withholding tax obligations. In February, the fourth deadline for the property tax. Property tax is a local tax levied on land, houses, and the depreciable assets used for business in Japan. March is crucial as it's the income and the consumption tax deadline. March 15th is the deadline for income tax, a tax on income earned during the previous year. March 31st is the deadline for consumption tax, a tax on goods and services purchased if you are taxable to the consumption tax. April is the first deadline for property tax. Also, the bank transfer date for income tax and the consumption tax may come if you pay them through banks, and the taxes are automatically deducted from your bank account on these days. In May, the automobile tax is due on the 31st. It is an annual tax paid by anyone who owns a vehicle in Japan. In June, the first deadline for resident tax is by the 30th. As mentioned earlier, this tax is based on your income from the previous year. If you prefer, you can pay all at once in June. July is the first deadline for income tax prepayment and the second deadline for the property tax. The income tax prepayment is a system where you pay a portion of your estimated tax for the current year. If you prefer, you can divide the payment of income tax into 2 times. In August, the second deadline for resident tax and the first deadline for individual enterprise tax. The individual enterprise tax is a local tax levied on individual businesses. Also, consumption tax prepayment is due in case your consumption tax amount last year was more than 4 million yen. In September, the bank transfer date for consumption tax if you pay it by direct debit. In October, the third deadline of resident tax. It is the third of 4 payments for this annual tax. In November, the second deadline for individual enterprise tax and the second deadline for income tax prepayment. Finally, in December, the third deadline of property tax. It is the final payment for this tax for the year. You'll have fourth deadline in February. That wraps up our tax calendar for self-employed individuals in Japan. Remember, staying on top of these details is crucial to avoid penalties. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumb up and subscribe to our channel for more tax-related content. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.